Hey, what's up guys, Reefing Ain't easy. You might have noticed it's been a while since I made a video, and there's a reason for that. It's because I've been obsessing over a reefing problem. What problem? Filter socks. Now a while back I made a video called How I Clean My Filter Socks. And you might have thought I was kidding. The first thing I say in that video is the best way to clean your filter socks is figure out a way to not have to clean filter socks. That's my next project. However, I was dead serious. And so naturally I did what anybody would do, right? I became obsessed thinking there's gotta be a better way. And I came up with these ideas in my head and I'm like, oh, I gotta get them out of my head. So I, taught myself 3D computer modeling with some CAD software and made these awesome ideas. And then I'm like, they're stuck in the computer. How do I get them in the real world? So I bought this 3D printer and I manufactured my first little prototype. And then I made a bunch of iterations and revised my prototypes until I just made a masterpiece. I mean, that's better than cleaning filter socks, right? But after working for 7 rigorous months on this, I really think that I've finally done it. I made something that's better than filter socks in every single way. Now I realize you might be thinking, whoa, hold on there, buddy. That's a really bold claim to be making. I mean, there's a reason why filter socks are so popular and have been around for so long. In which case I would say, okay, well let me get you over to Bob at the Reefing Ain't Easy infomercial channel to tell you about the benefits. Well, thanks, Jim. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the latest and greatest reefing technology out there. This bad boy right here will change your life for the better. I guarantee it. It's designed to fit exactly where your current filter sock is. It comes in all shapes and sizes to fit any pre-configured sump. Long, tall, big, or small, this will fit them all. And not only that, you could use low, medium, or mega high filtration media to match whatever aquatic filtration needs you may have. But Bob, how much does this stuff cost? Well, I'm glad you asked, Jim. This 9 by 12 pre-cut sheet that filters like a traditional filter sock, well, this right here cost me 16 cents. That's the equivalent of 6 filter socks for less than $1. Let me repeat that. You can buy 62 of these for less than $10. Well, that's so cheap, I can barely believe it myself, Jim. But Bob, I clean my filter socks when you use them, so that's not really a fair comparison. Well, you're right about one thing, Jim. It's not a fair comparison, because these clean better. No turning inside out. No crevices for little critters to hide in. These things lay out flat. I mean, imagine how many could you fit in a 5-gallon bucket for storing for cleaning later. But heck, Jim, at 16 cents, I might just throw the away. Do the people in your household have any idea what you're putting in their washing machine? With a little bit of water pressure, you can wash these out in the sink. No matter what way you slice it or dice it, Jim, these things are cheaper, less maintenance, and the only alternative to filter socks that fits all pre-configured sumps that are made for filter socks. Click the link in the description to order yours now, while supplies last. Well, there you have it, folks. But wait, there's more. Order in the next forever, and that's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the old buy one, get one free. But in all seriousness, I really did spend a lot of time and effort working on this thing, and I really believe it is a better mousetrap. That's why I'm super curious in your feedback. Like, what does the reefing community think of this? And the easiest way to do that is to make a video about it, but for YouTube to know that reefers might want to watch this video because it's possibly neat or interesting, the only way it knows is if you tell it by liking, commenting, or subscribing, and that would really help me out. So please, if you do find this interesting and neat, let YouTube know. I'll make other videos in the very near future that goes over, the whole process of prototyping. Like, this definitely wasn't my first design, and just kind of explain what I learned and the little alterations I made to make it better. But for today, I just wanted to get this out there to start selling it and really just show how it works. Alright, so this is it. And it's actually pretty simple. It's just a cage that holds filter media, and it's designed to go wherever you have your filter socks right now. The filter media is this stuff, which is 100% polyester with nothing else, no additives, and that's actually what filter socks are made from. Now they come in all different shapes and sizes. I don't know if you can tell, this one is a lot thinner than this one. This is a batting material, which is again just polyester. That's a lot more porous. I actually really liked this stuff for my earlier designs because it didn't clog as quickly. But right now, I definitely prefer the thinner one that I'm using here. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and I'm pretty sure this is the same thickness and micron size that your typical filter sock is. You can buy these by the yard in these big sheets that you have to cut yourself, or these actually come pre-cut. They're 9x12, and it's kind of a toss-up. You know, you can see I've got the bigger ones in right now, which means I have to change less often, but then I have to take the time to actually cut it out, which is a pain, versus these I don't have to cut, but I have to change them a little bit more often because they get clogged a little bit quicker. I'm roughly get about a week out of them, which is what I'd get out of a normal filter sock. So if I had to pick one, I kind of like these because I don't have to cut it. And obviously the amount of time everyone's going to get is different based on how much you feed, your tank size, that sort of thing. Now trust me, I messed around with a lot of different designs and everything, and even though this looks simple, a lot of thought went into it, and this is definitely the best design. So it's a good mix of not having too many ribs to where you're blocking a lot of flow, but having enough to where you have good strength and that it holds the filter in place. The filter doesn't come loose or open up on you. It has these little marks on top that help you align it. So when you put it in, you actually spin it. I'll show you here in a second. And then you just want to make sure you line up the notches up top. There's 6 of them to match the bars. And the real beauty in these is on this inner one, there's these little spikes, and they actually grab the fabric. You can see right there. So that when you're inserting it into the outer cage, keeps everything in place and makes it seat really nice. There's 12 of them, 1 for each rib and then 1 in the middle, which works great. So let me just show you how you would change or install one. You can see it's obviously really easy to remove one. I think I actually got lucky in the fact that they're much easier to remove when the fabric is wet, but they're much easier to install when the fabric's dry. So I actually like to soak these in RODI water, just to make sure there's no chemical from the manufacturing plant. I do that with my filter socks as well, but I definitely let these dry before I install them. I found it's just a lot easier. So you just grab the corner of your sheet and you want to get a spike that has one of these bars, not one that's in the middle. And I put my thumb over the spike. You can do it clockwise or counterclockwise. You're going to turn it as you're inserting it into the exterior. I like to go clockwise, so just roll it on there, whichever way you like to spin it, whichever one's more comfortable for your wrist. And I just go around and just make sure this bottom edge is lined up with the bottom edge of here. I actually leave maybe like a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch to where it's above. I don't know if you can pick it up, but just like a tiny little ravine to where it's just a little bit over, because this is the exact size, but as you put it in there, you know, the fabric can stretch a bit. You'll see there's a little bit of an overlap, and then I just put my thumb on that overlap. And then I just make sure that this is flat on that bar and make sure that this is folded over a little bit. It won't be as tight up here as it is down here, but don't worry, when you insert it, it'll tighten everything up and straighten it all out. So then take my right hand, keep my thumb on that overlap, grab the exterior one, and just take them and just turn like this. And just like that, it's connected and in. And then you can take your hand here and you just want to make sure you're turning as you're putting them in, and you want to go straight. And you can see it's pretty easy. You just want to make sure you keep turning. And then I go all the way till I get to this bottom one right here. And then you want to make sure that the hooks did the job and that this is all good. Where it overlaps, you'll see a little bit of it pulls up right there because there's no like hook there. So I actually just grab this and pull it down a little bit to make sure the bottom is all good. And now up top, you can see where that overlap is, it kind of sticks out. So you want to do the same thing. Sometimes you can grab like this little piece right here and pull it down. Another cool trick is I take my fingers like this and I just put it on that square down there and then just pull a little bit. But you want to make sure that same thing as the bottom, you almost want to leave like a 1/16 of an inch little ravine. See how that's like right up against that edge, that lip right there? I'll actually grab here and pull it down just a little bit so that I have a little bit of a ravine. And you just want to make sure you have that all the way around. So you can see it's all the way down at the bottom here, and I'm just making sure there's a little bit of a ravine. And when I push this in, it'll all straighten out. And you just want to make sure no white fabric pops through when these two lids merge, and then you know it's seated right. So I actually like to put my hand into it, and I keep turning, and then I seat it, and see there's no like white coming through the top. And then there's these little notches, and you just want to make sure you align the notches. If you turn it a little bit and you go past the notch, like I just did there, just go to the next one, it's fine. You can keep turning this indefinitely. And then I just like to make sure that I line up the notches well, like that. I don't know if you'll see it again, but the notches are lined up. And this is it. Really, really simple. And then you just put this where you normally put a filter sock. It operates very similar. The water goes in here, it has to come out, so it passes through the filter. So right now I 3D print these in PETG plastic, which is reef safe. Depending on the demand, if there was enough, I would get an injection mold and possibly even team up with a manufacturer to meet demand if there just is a lot. I really have no idea what to expect, but please let me know what you think in the comments. If you want to buy one of these or have a question, you can go to my website, which is reefingainteasy.com, and connect with me there. If you like reefing stuff, consider subscribing to this channel. I've got some really good dosing videos coming up soon, and appreciate you watching. See you next time.